I want to share something deeply personal with you. For a long time, I struggled with depression. It felt like a heavy fog that wouldn't lift, keeping me stuck in a cycle of sadness and exhaustion. But then I discovered something that truly changed my life: exercise. In this article, I'm going to explain not only how exercise helped me, but also the fascinating science behind why it works. My hope is that my story and this information will inspire you to take that first step, even if it feels impossible right now. We've all heard that exercise is good for your body and your mind, but the reasons why are so much deeper than I ever imagined. For years, I thought the connection was vague or insignificant. Then I learned about how exercise directly impacts the brain. For example, you might have heard of runner's high, that euphoric feeling some people experience after intense aerobic exercise like running. Scientists used to believe this was caused by endorphins, your body's natural painkillers, but it turns out the story is much more interesting. What's really happening is that during exercise, your body releases something called endocannabinoids. These are natural chemicals produced by your body that activate cannabinoid receptors in your brain, much like the compounds found in cannabis. Unlike endorphins, endocannabinoids can cross the blood-brain barrier, meaning they directly affect your mood. This explains why moderate-intensity exercise, not just high-intensity activities, can leave you feeling calmer and more at ease. For me, this discovery was life-changing. It made me realize that my body had its own way of helping me feel better, even when my mind was telling me I couldn't. Let's break this down further. Endocannabinoids are like your body's homemade cannabis. They're produced naturally during exercise and help lift your mood and reduce anxiety. But the benefits don't stop there. Regular exercise also triggers the production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, which is essentially a growth factor for your brain. It promotes neurogenesis, the process of growing new brain cells and repairing damaged ones. For someone like me, who felt like their mind was frozen by depression, the idea that my brain could regenerate was profoundly hopeful. One area of the brain that benefits the most from exercise is the hippocampus. This part of your brain is responsible for memory, learning, and emotional regulation. Depression is often associated with a smaller hippocampus, but studies show that regular exercise can actually increase its size. In fact, people who exercise regularly tend to have larger hippocampuses, which helps them better manage emotions, solve problems, and even improve psychological insight. For me, knowing that I could physically change my brain through exercise gave me a sense of control that I hadn't felt in years. But what kind of exercise is most effective? According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the ideal amount is 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise or 75 minutes of vigorous intensity exercise per week. Moderate intensity activities might include brisk walking, slow biking, dancing, or doubles tennis. You know you're at the right intensity when you can talk but can't sing comfortably because your breathing is faster. Vigorous intensity exercise, on the other hand, leaves you too out of breath to talk easily. This could include running, swimming laps, or high-intensity aerobic classes. Personally, I started with just 10-minute walks around my neighborhood, and even that made a difference. It's important to remember that any movement is better than none. If all you can do is take a slow walk, that's still a win. However, to activate the endocannabinoid system and promote neurogenesis, you'll need to include some aerobic activity. And the great news is, you don't have to do it all at once. You can break it up into smaller chunks throughout the week, like 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Over time, those small efforts add up, creating a powerful compounding effect on your brain and mood. What struck me the most about this journey was realizing that exercise is like a form of self-care I could trust. It wasn't about punishing myself or trying to fix my depression in one big leap. Instead, it was about giving myself the gift of movement, one step at a time. Each time I moved my body, I was investing in my mental health and helping my brain heal. And while the changes didn't happen overnight, they were real and measurable. So if you're feeling stuck in that dark place, I want you to know there is hope. You don't have to climb out all at once. Start small, even if it's just a short walk or a few stretches. Every step you take is a step toward healing, both physically and emotionally. Your brain has the capacity to grow and adapt, and exercise can be the key to unlocking that potential. Trust me, as someone who's been there, it's worth it.